Well, good morning, my fellow Zenites. Did you check your Pzen wallet balance this morning with your coffee? Well, we're entering the final part of the year, but the excitement just keeps on coming. You may remember a few months ago that Biden signed an executive order, and in that order, he wanted the agencies to create a framework around regulating cryptocurrencies. And it's very interesting if you look at that report about what it is they're actually trying to do. Because Carol House, a former national security advisor who now works for a hedge fund, was very much involved in bringing all of those initiatives to the fore and getting reports actually through. Now, what has actually happened? Well, pretty much nothing. What is going to happen in the future? Again, nobody really knows. But what is interesting is when you study what Carol House did, one of the major things is that they acknowledge the fact that decentralized finance is here to stay and will be a major part of the economy going forward. And of course, protocols such as Pzen are going to be at the forefront of that. And for those of you who don't know exactly what Pzen is, well, let me show you.
In these tumultuous economic times, it seems harder and harder to get ahead. Even though you have made all the right financial decisions, it's never enough. The problem is not you, it's the system. You see, the system is designed to make the rich richer and the poor poorer. The only solution is to break free from this system. Today, you can join a new, growing economy and finally get ahead. This economy is built around a socially engineered token called Pzen, which is designed to redistribute wealth. The truth is that there is no scarcity of wealth. We just need a better redistribution system. Pzen harnesses the power of the eighth wonder of the world, compounding interest. Simply buy and hold Pzen in your wallet, and after each transaction made across the network, your token balance goes up. This is thanks to the Pay It Forward deduction, which takes 2% of every transaction and distributes it equitably to all Pzen holders. No one is coming to save you. This is the way out, but you need to do the work. You have to get educated. You have to take a leap of faith. You have to join the new economy to secure your financial future. Take control of your finances with Pzen.
So there we have it. That is Pzen. True 100% DeFi, true 100% trustless yield. And look, the premise and the promise of decentralized finance is enshrined in the code that is Pzen. It is permissionless, meaning nobody can tell you whether you can interact with the code or not. That is entirely up to you. It's trustless, meaning there is no middleman. There is no third party to trust with your money. Look, if you give your money to a bank, you're trusting that bank to look after your money and not go insolvent. If you give your money to a insurance company, you're entrusting that company to look after your money. Whatever you're doing with financial transactions in the traditional finance world, you are trusting a third party, a middleman. With decentralized finance, the complete opposite is true. It's permissionless. It's just you and the code. And math is immutable. It cannot be changed. It cannot be altered in any way, shape, or form. Smart contracts are the way forward. The Biden administration acknowledges that, and in particular, Carol House, because she stated that decentralized finance is going to play a much larger part of the economy going forward. Now, look, are we going to see any regulation coming forward from this? Who knows? But we still have a situation where the SEC and the CFTC are fighting between themselves to see who should actually be regulating cryptocurrencies in the first place. And if the two major agencies are fighting between themselves, what is the chances of any new regulation coming out anytime soon? My guess is zero. Look, what does the SEC actually do? Its job is to protect consumers. How on earth is it protecting consumers when we just had the blow up of FTX, putting us in the hole for about $10 billion is owed, and the creditors, the number of creditors is colossal. There's over 1 million of us. So I don't think the SEC is doing a great job. And yes, we do need new regulations because, even for them, they're using a law, the Howey test, which came about after a case in 1946. What on earth is going on here? So luckily we have Pzen. Luckily we still have the ability to interact outside of the government control using decentralized finance protocols. Look, I want to show you exactly how Pzen is performing. Of course, one of the most important stocks that everybody watches on traditional finance is ARK. This is the fund set up by Kathy Wood, a brilliant young woman who was steadily outperforming the market for a very long time. Unfortunately for her, her strategy works very well in an environment of low interest rates and money printers go burr. Now, this seems to have changed, and you can see that in the performance of her stock. Her narrative has now changed from one of performance to one of growing in the future. She says that in the future, it will yield results. Meanwhile, Pzen just ticks along doing its thing. Price stable, volume increasing, although at the moment, of course, it's dipped significantly with all the fear and doubt that's spreading across the crypto markets. But, Pzen just continues to do its thing. It pays compounding rewards after every single transaction. And look, if you want to know who is actually involved in shaping the crypto finance future, this is the Biden team. And you might want to make a note of these names and start writing to them about your views of what should be happening as far as regulation is concerned with decentralized finance. Look, how are they going to do that? It's decentralized. Who are they going to subpoena? They can't even subpoena Sam Bankman-Fried for some reason, the guy who's allegedly involved in perpetrating a $10 billion fraud, which again is another interesting point. Did he actually break any existing laws? Well, I guess we are going to find out in the future. The other thing that is getting people excited is the current ruling that is going to be made on whether Ripple is in fact a security. And I want to point out again, even if the ruling is in favor of that judgment call that Ripple is in fact a security, it doesn't really change the landscape that much because the ruling is by a singular judge only. And it would have to go to an appellate court for a panel of judges to make the same determination. And even then, that can be overruled by the Supreme Court of the land in the USA. Meanwhile, in Europe, we are not immune, of course, because we have Rishi Sunak, who tacked on a cryptocurrency bill to another bill that is actually being presented to the House. And that snuck in underneath the radar. And that is going to regulate advertising of cryptocurrencies and cryptocurrencies exchanges in the United Kingdom. So we will watch that very carefully to see exactly what is going on. But you know, it doesn't really matter what they do. You can't actually stop decentralized finance. It's on the blockchain. We can't stop the blockchain. And that is the premise and the promise of decentralized finance. It's outside of the control of the governments. Look, we're living, all of us, in a rotten core economic system where it's designed to keep the wealthy wealthy and the poor poor. We need a reset tool to get out of this. And that is exactly what Pzen is. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It is purely a protocol which redistributes wealth. We are growing this community because as more and more people begin to understand the macroeconomic situation that they're in and what it is that they can do to actually preserve and get ahead in the wealth generation game, then more and more people are going to wake up and see the opportunity that decentralized finance offers, and in particular, Pzen. So that is my coffee morning rant. I hope that you have a fantastic day. And again, the future is looking very bright down here in the Caribbean, very bright for the future of DeFi and Pzen. So I'll just say hello to a few people who have joined us today. And if you're watching this as a replay viewer, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found it interesting. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment on my YouTube channel, and of course, follow me on Twitter. Oh, by the way, we have Pzen is of course a many-faceted token, but it is a utility token in that it can be used to actually buy things. And what am I talking about here? I'm talking about the Second Life environment that one of our members has created, where he's creating an entire economy based around Pzen. That's in Second Life, a 3D metaverse. Highly recommend that you go along and have a look at that if you're not already a Second Life user. And if you're not, go and sign up. It's great fun. It's an innovative project. It's been around for many years, of course. I've used it in the past. I've also built spaces where I was actually giving lectures online in the metaverse. So that's a very exciting project. Go and have a look at that. Go and join the Telegram group. Very interesting discussions going on there, not just around Pzen, but around DeFi in its entirety. Going forward, we have lots planned coming up. There's going to be lots more content from me and other people. Watch out for that. And make sure that you do subscribe, like, and comment. Also, spread the word yourself about what you think of Pzen to your friends, family, and colleagues. Look, I've been involved in a couple of, projects. And the main thing has been they've grown organically, and this is the most important thing. Once people begin to understand what it is that's available to them, they get it. They're certainly not going to get it the first time that you talk to them. I mean, I was at a luncheon yesterday, and some wealthy people there, and they're all saying about risk, and they don't seem to understand that keeping their money in the bank is probably the riskiest place of all. Notwithstanding, of course, that they did understand the inflation aspect of things, but what they didn't seem to realize is that there was a yield machine that was available to them that would pay them compounding rewards, which were at least 20 times more than the asset class that they were already in. Then their ears pricked up. So I'll just say good morning to all people. Fusion Streams. He says, thanks for the info, keeping us updated daily. You are welcome. Crypto Kobe, good morning, has got some interesting comments there about what Pzen is. So I thank you so much for watching. Go and have a look at what the opportunity of Pzen is. I've left a link to Biden's executive order in the video description below. Well worth having a read of that. You need to get educated. You need to realize that there is an alternate digital network economy that you can join today. I'm Conrad Pzen, former Bitcoin Foundation member and evangelist for Pzen, signing off for now, and I'll see you in the next broadcast. And oh, don't forget, Thursday, which I think tomorrow, we have our Pulsinator draw, where we will be giving away to 3 people. The first name out of the Pulsinator machine will win 100,000 Pulsen, the second name 200,000 Pulsen, and the third lucky name will win 500,000 Pulsen. If you'd like to register for that, there's no purchase required, all that sort of jazz. Just go over to pulsen.xyz. I'm Conrad Pzen. Thank you so much. See you in the next broadcast. Bye for now.